always busy is it's a mentality. It's the way how a person is. Because if you think about someone that is always busy, it's you're always productive. You're always doing something. Like we're saying about it's kind of like it goes back into having these skills with business and just in general what you're pursuing. You've got to make sure that if you want to get better at it and get to a bigger level, you have to do these things and you have to be always busy to pursue what you want. And that's what my brand is about. It's that sort of mentality that you have with doing something. And it don't matter what sort of industry you're in. It's not just related to clothing or podcasting or whatever. It could be like it's like whatever you do, make sure you stay always busy. It was a big risk as well. It was like I made 50 t-shirts just off the bat, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna give it a try. I done 25 of each colour. It was a black t-shirt with yellow and orange, and then a white t-shirt with blue and pink. And then I would spam everyone that I knew. And just on Snapchat and Instagram, I'd just be like, yo, check this out, buy this. This is my brand. I'm starting this. What do you think? I'd get people's opinions. And then I'd get people who'd be like, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I'd buy that. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, what, you free now? Yeah, let's go. Buy it off me. And then you just chase people up.
Yeah.
And then that's how it started, really. And then once I saw like the movement from there, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I've just sold 50 t-shirts. Like, very quick, and I was like, okay, let's go again. And you just keep like reinvesting, keep doing it, and then when you start to see it moving from like the initial, you're designing something and then you're actually doing it. Like I've actually made a physical product. Like it's come from like on my phone or a laptop or even someone else's laptop. I didn't even have a laptop at the time. Like I was using Tim's laptop to design stuff, and he would help me design stuff. And then it's come from that to a physical product that I have sold.
That someone else is now wearing.
And like, when I see other people wearing it, and I'm like, I feel so proud, honestly, because I'm like, I made that. And people are actually genuinely liking it, and they're wearing it. Like, yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, I love it.
Mr. Always Busy.
Yes. How are we doing? You okay?
I'm doing very well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here, man. Honestly, I'm a big fan of your brand. I know just like talk to you about it before we start. I'm a big fan of what your brand means. I'm a big fan of what your brand represents, and also the clothing and all the things that you put out. So yeah, it's an absolute honor for me to have you on today.
Oh, thank you so much, honestly.
Okay, so let's start it at where I always like to start it.
Yeah.
Before we even get into like the brand and everything, can you talk to me a little bit more about your brand? Like, you know, like, is it what you're wearing today? Talk to me about the brand, what you're wearing.
Yeah,
give me a little bit background.
So this is one of the jackets from my brand. It's a waterproof windbreaker. So with my brand, I try and do like different collections throughout just different seasons that I'm doing them. And like say this is part of the Explorer collection. So in those I do like different marketing techniques around that collection. So like this one's more like outdoorsy or more activity based. That's what I'd like to say. What else did you say?
We'll get into it. Like, I mean, that was the start. I just wanted you to. I wanted people to know that you're repping your brand. Essentially, that was like a little layup for you to be like, I'm repping the brand. Like, is what I'm wearing.
I feel it's as a brand owner, you have to wear your brand everywhere you go, because you never know who you're going to speak to, who's going to see you, or like it just opens doors, because like you can't be promoting something and then you're not like actively
wearing, yeah,
and you don't have it, like
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And also, like,
Yeah.
it just shows that you actually genuinely like what you're making.
But of course, I wouldn't make it if I wouldn't wear it myself.
But there's
Because
people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna design it and then think, oh, I'll just design it for someone that, like, that's not what I would. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It don't
yeah.
really add up. I don't get that. If someone doesn't do that, then I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100% agree. And it shows because it is like people like do rep with it, like, you know, do fuck with it. And I think it's because you also rep it too. Before we get into the brand, but I always wanted to start at the beginning. So let's take it a little bit back. Let's take it back to like your early curiosity and like obsession, like your design, you know, before we started the brand. What got you here?
Back in the school days.
Back in the school days. What were you interested in? What was the first kind of like little kind of moments that you started to think about something like this?
Okay. I would say probably in school I was always creative. I was good at art. So I done art GCSEs and BTEC. Then I done also media studies. And I would say even from young, I've always been that creative kind of person. And I think I got it from my mum because she's very creative. She used to do art as well. So probably just from that, really. And yeah, and I've always been into clothes. But obviously when you're younger, you don't really have the money for those type of clothes that you want. But you're still like, you try different things, you're experimenting and you're like, okay, this is cool, this is like that. And yeah, I would just wear loads of like just random cool clothes that I think is nice. And yeah, I think it just naturally it just progressed into that really. I think just from a young age.
Did you grow up in Essex?
I did, yeah. Southend-on-Sea, Essex, yeah.
What was that like? How did that influence your creativity? Was there a lot of opportunities there? Or?
I feel, although it's at the moment it's getting better, but it's not that many opportunities, I would say, because it's so different to London. It's just like, I don't know, people just kind of, they look at you a certain way, or like it's very different to how people perceive creativity or those types of things. Because like if I was to walk down the road and like wear something a bit edgy or a bit different, they'd look at you like you're a weirdo. But like around here, like it's normal.
Yeah, if you were normal and around there was like, why you not trying?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. Essex, it's a nice place to live. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, just like that sort of fashion stuff is, I don't think there's much going on. There's not like that big brands or like that I know of that are from Essex or that have come from that sort of thing.
Then was that hard then when you were growing up to find inspiration for your own brand? Like when obviously you've been interested in creativity and design.
Yeah.
When you were like, okay, cool, I kind of want to do something else. What was the inspiration out there? What inspired you to start your own thing?
I think I looked at a lot of, just say like streetwear brands from London or from other areas. That I would say. But what would you say? What did I look at that?
You mentioned streetwear. What kind of streetwear?
I know it's very cliche, but like Cortez and
course.
like that kind of like Supreme, Stussy, those types of brands, like the staple kind of the brands that everyone knows for like streetwear, and they're like limited, like the limited access to things, the creativity behind their designs. And like the whole thing around it, but it's like once it sells out, you can't get it. It's not like a thing where you can just go.
It's not H&M. You can't just go buy more.
Yeah, you can't just go JD and buy it like next month. Like once it's like you have to be there and do actual activity-based stuff.
Was streetwear like a big part of your early teenage? Like, you know, because I had a few friends like that too who were like had it all dripped out, but also always like found a way to go and get the stuff, make sure they were there at the kind of like this.
Well, I don't know. Like when I was younger, I was interested into it, but I wasn't like actively out there doing all these things to like, oh, I need this, I need that. I was just like, oh yeah, it's cool, but then I I was just focused on other stuff, really.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't like paying too much attention. But I always knew like I had that sort of thing in mind.
And did you? I'm trying to think, because the reason I'm asking these questions, I'm trying to establish what led you to this path. Because there's always people that, yes, you could have been a creative, but you could have just not started the brand. You know, there's always people that have that inside them. Oh, I like drawing, but I chose to go a different path. I'm trying to understand why, even though you like drawing, why did you choose to go this path? You obviously, I'm understanding there's clothing involved and a design. When did you start meshing the two? When did you start going, actually, let me put my own designs on clothing and let me try to take it as a business? What was that process like?
So I think it started from when I was just kind of like bouncing from like job to job, really. And then I never kind of wanted to work in a normal job. I always just thought it was like, oh, like why am I here? Or just being told what to do all the time. I just hated it, and I'm just very impatient. So I just didn't really like people telling me what to do, or just like they can't do something a different way. They have to do it their way. Like I'd always question things and be like, oh, why are you doing that? Or like, why is this? Or why is that? Like, but then like you just get told to just follow the rules and shut up, basically. So yeah, I started working at a screen printers in Southend. The guy's name's Tim. His business is random generator printing. So I started doing like an internship, and initially I thought, because it's like a creative kind of job, I thought, yeah, we'll try it, we'll see how it goes, it might be cool. So I started working there, learning how to screen print with his company, helping him with his designs and his stuff that he's got. And then eventually I think it probably got to a point where I started making my own designs. And I started, because I'm always thinking of things, I'm always like, oh, okay, yeah, let's try this, let's try that. And then while I was there, he said to me, oh, you can, if you want, what we can do is you can do your designs and I'll help you out with doing it, but you have to print your own stuff and you'll learn. While I was printing for his thing, I was learning how to do it myself. Then I started printing my own designs, doing my own stuff, and then that's just gradually how it started, really. And then, yeah, I think that was like the birth of it, really. Yeah, it was just that push of doing something different. It's a change in like your environment. I think there's a lot, because you need to have like a reset where you do something that's like completely different from what you'd previously thought, or your way of thinking, or life, or just hold perspective on what you can and can't do. I think that helped a lot, because before then I didn't really do much in any sort of like business or that kind of thing. So
you're saying you need a kind of a role which allows you to rethink your own capabilities.
100%. Yeah, you need like a complete change and perspective on what you're doing. Because if you're constantly, say you're doing the same job like year after year after year after year, and then nothing's changing, you're not doing anything different, you're literally just go there, clock out, like you're not really challenging yourself or doing anything. You don't have an outsider's look at anything. You just know what's there and that's it. But for you constantly changing things, you're always like,
you're figuring stuff out. Yeah.
People, and you learn new things, a new way of
doing things.
Yeah.
You learn so much about yourself.
It just opens up your brain to new possibilities and new things.
100%. I remember my first job. By the time I started that, I was already doing the podcast, and I remember telling myself, I need to learn more about admin. Because I knew like a lot of podcasts was, I can do the front facing stuff. The admin part.
You can sit on a camera.
I can sit on a camera, I can speak, bang. But like everything else behind that, I had no idea how to email people, how to like keep
all the boring stuff.
All the boring stuff. So I got a job in that, and that job taught me how to do that at high level with like big companies.
Oh, wow.
And just by doing that job,
learned like the pace of like the importance of
like always like 24 hours
Yeah,
reply, like checking in, you know, like making sure you've got a calendar so you know what's coming up, all of these stuff. Organization,
skills,
absolutely. So that would lay the groundwork for kind of like being able to launch it, because I was like, okay, cool. Then if I can do this, you know, it will help me do that. And I think that a lot of times people, you know, if they're in a job they don't like, they're just completely like, I don't want to, I just, you know, and they get dejected. But as actually, you can use skills in that job to kind of feed into your creative thing, because most jobs, all they do is for kind of like prop up creativity, you know?
Yeah.
You know, no matter what kind of field they're in, kind of what they're doing is helping other people get to creative stuff. So if you're in that position, you can just use that skills to do that. What kind of skills did you learn early on? Basically the question I'm asking. What kind of skills did you learn early on that helped you when you started your business later on? You know, you talk about printing, for example.
Yeah.
That's one. What others? And also, could you explain what printing is? Like, what the process of that is like?
So screen printing, it's a printing process for clothing. Just like say like DTF or DTG. They're all like, for example, this T-shirt I'm wearing now is done by screen print. So it's like layers of ink where you work out the measurements, the size, placement of everything, and once you've worked out all those details, you've got your design. You'd have like your screens, which is if I can remember correctly, because I haven't done screen printing myself for a little while. But
One's moving up in the world, like.
but it's just, so it's like a metal or wooden block with a frame, and the frame is made out of a mesh. So you have different strengths of mesh that have bigger holes or smaller holes based on the type of the design that you want to create. And over the mesh, they have what's it called? It's a green, that's it, emulsion. It's a green or blue light sensitive liquid. So you layer that over the screens, and so it hardens, and then once it hardens, you print out your image, and because it's light sensitive, you put it through like a massive UV light almost. Just is literally just like a massive thing.
And it kind of
you just
impose that onto the cloth.
Set a timer for how long you want it, and then once it's done, you peel off that stencil, and then you're left with the image imprinted in the screen. Then you take that out, you go to a booth, like a spray booth, where you'd literally just like hose it off, and then the liquid that's on the inside of the image that comes off. So what you're left is with the image that you printed on. And that's it. And then it's see-through. And then while it's see-through, you take it to a press.
Oh wow, you're not done.
No, it's a lot. It's very complex. Like, you have to be like
you're locked in. Yeah.
And then once you take it to a press, you got to line it all up. You got length, width. It's all matching up. You get your garment. You put it on the turntable, and they have like the boards, which is what holds the garment on. So you load it up, put it on there, make sure it's all matching your placement, your length, your measurements. Once it's all done, once it's all lined up correctly, then you so it's like this. This is your board with the clothing. You layer it down like that, and then on top you have the ink. You like press it down, but each screen is a separate color.
Okay.
So like for this, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a black shirt, you can't print directly bright colours onto a dark colour. Yeah. So you'd need to do like a white under base.
Oh wow.
So for this, you'd need actually 3 screens.
Yeah.
3 separate screens that you need to line up and place correctly. They all have to match up perfectly. Otherwise, if one of them's lined off, then the whole thing's finished.
And it takes how long to do every single screen?
I think like, so for like, depends how good you are, but like probably like for it to harden in the machine, it's about 2-3 minutes. But then it's all the things leading up to it. So you got to print off your design, you got to tape it all up, you got to line it up, and then take it to a booth and then come back.
It's a whole process.
Yeah, it's a whole process in itself.
Yeah.
That's why people, if you go to them for a service, they charge a lot of money because it's not just as simple as we just print a shirt. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, just people think about it. Yeah. What other skills did you think were helpful, or like the skills that you thought you had to learn
while I was there?
While you were there, while you were learning these skills, these like
just being like time management, because when you're doing these sorts of things, while you're working, doing the screen printing, you have to be very mindful of the time because you could burn one of the shirts if you leave it too long, because it's on like a spinning press, and for it to be dry, you have a massive heater almost, and then it will just sit here, and then once you printed it, it will load up to this, and it's like a conveyor belt almost. You just have, because if you take like too long, the thing will be ruined, and you've just wasted all your time printing and it's burnt. Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's not great.
No, it's not great.
That's not great.
No, especially if someone's paid for it, right?
Exactly.
You'd expect it to be fresh.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, I feel like the reason I'm, again, focused on this, because I know that a lot of the skills that you have to gain before you start something, you kind of started it. Before, like for example, for you, what I'm getting, like designing, you're probably like a natural at designing. That's going to be very much helpful when you start your own brand.
That's what I think. Because I've always been like drawing and designing from a young age, so that's sort of kind of had that like look at things. I could be like, oh yeah, I could design something cool. You know what I mean?
And did you start because there's a difference between designing and like running a clothing brand. When did you start turning your skill of designing into, okay, actually, I want to now run a clothing brand? What was the jump? When did you start taking it seriously?
When I took it seriously was when, after I printed the first like batch of t-shirts that I made, which was a big risk as well. It was like I made 50 t-shirts just off the bat, and I was like, I'm just gonna give it a try. I'd done 25 of each colour. It was a black t-shirt with yellow and orange, and then a white t-shirt with blue and pink. And then I would spam everyone that I knew, and just on Snapchat and Instagram, I would be like, yo, check this out, buy this. This is my brand. I'm starting this. What do you think? I'd get people's opinions. And then I'd get people who would be like, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I'd buy that. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, what, you free now? Yeah, let's go. Buy it off me. And then you just chase people up.
Yeah.
And then that's how it started, really. And then once I saw like the movement from there, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I've just sold 50 t-shirts, like very quick. And I was like, okay, let's go again. And you just keep like reinvesting, keep doing it. And then when you start to see it moving from like the initial, you're designing something and then you're actually doing it. Like I've actually made a physical product. It's come from like on my phone or a laptop, or even someone else's laptop. I didn't even have a laptop at the time. Like I was using Tim's laptop to design stuff, and he would help me design stuff. And then it's come from that to a physical product that I have sold.
That someone else is now wearing.
And like, when I see other people wearing it, and I'm like, I feel so proud, honestly, because I'm like, I made that. And people are actually genuinely liking it, and they're wearing it. Like, that sort of thing. Yeah, I love it.
I want to get more into that a bit later, because I think that's such a unique feeling, especially for someone who owns a clothing brand. But I want to also focus on before you take the leap, because a lot of people get stuck at that stage. Should I do this? Yes,
or like,
I want to start a clothing brand.
I don't know what to do, kind of,
How did you talk yourself or get through the process of thinking where you got to actually making those 50 t-shirts? What was the jump? Was it like a moment? Was it like I've had enough time thinking about this? Or is it just your character that you just go whenever you feel like you have an idea?
Yeah. Because I think it might just be my character, because where I'm just sometimes I'm just very impatient. So that's where, or it could just be like my attention span, to be honest with you, mate. It's like, because where I'm just always, I think it's from being creative, and you're always like, my mind is always doing, thinking of things of like, oh, I could draw this, or like, so that's what it was. It's just, I don't want to sit around. I want to actually do it. And that was the thing that kind of was like, yeah, I need to just jump on it straight away.
I relate to that a lot because I think a lot of people, you know, I see a lot of creatives that go, oh, I got ADHD. Like they say it as like a joke, right?
Yeah.
Because they feel like they've got that moment of like, okay, if I can't sit still and not do anything.
Yeah.
I have to act. I have to do something with my time.
That's
I have to do something with all this energy.
Something like, it's better for you to do something productive than for you to sit around or like smoke or whatever bad habits people have. Like, it's better for you to do something productive than do something stupid or just go out and waste your time.
And there's some people who just can't help that. Some people who just like, they have to do something all the time. And I feel like if you have that kind of energy, you should put into a creative act.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's not like, not everyone has that sort of look on things. I think you have to have like a bit of a change in how you view things because, like I said, it's not for everyone. Like, you can't just, not everyone would have that sort of instinct of like, like, yo, like, I need to do something. And
also not care about people's opinion, about judgment, about like, another question I had too was, what was the scariest part about doing this? When you decided to commit, what was the scariest part?
Scariest part? I think, to be honest, the scariest part is, it's at the start of like, say, every decision or every idea that you've got. It's that little moment in your head where you're like, oh, I don't know, should I do it? Or like, is it worth it? Am I going to get my money back? Or like, is that? It's that little doubt in your head where I think that's where it comes from. I don't think there's like a thing over one big thing about it, but it's just like those little, before you make a decision.
And how do you get through that?
Or just by doing it.
Just do it.
That's the thing. It's like, if you just do it and you don't care so much. Obviously, you care about the outcome because you want it to go your way. But if it doesn't go your way, you've got to deal with that as well. So it's just like the pace of doing it will outweigh the
doubts.
Yeah, or like the downfall of what you've done. Say you've made a bad decision, but you do it quickly. You go again. You do it quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you learn. That's how you. That's what I look at things. Like the pace at which you do things will help you a lot. Because the quicker you learn, the quicker you like.
100%. It's that quote. It's like, if you knew you had to fail 10 times to succeed, how quick would you fail?
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I know it's very like typical. Everyone says it like as a speech of like motivation, but it's true. It actually makes a lot of sense. No,
but it's so true. I think like people who do start, anyone who starts anything will tell you, you're going to fail. At some point, you're going to do something.
You're not going to avoid it. You have to just get over it and just do it.
But a lot of people have that fear, what if I fail? And it's like, that's part of it. You will fail. But it's about, no failure is so big enough that you can't come back. Like, that's the thing. You can always just do it again. Yeah. You can always just keep going.
Like, look at, like, even if you, bro, like, look at, like, all these, like, massive companies that, like, the losses that they probably take are, like, life-changing amounts of money.
I know.
Like, they could make one mistake and that would cost them, like, millions of pounds. You think they're going to, like, they're not going to stop. They're just going to, they'll make it back and they'll go again.
100%.
But it's 100%. Just the level that you're at the minute, obviously, because the mistakes are relative to your stage. If you know what I mean? The bigger
absolutely,
you get,
yeah. It just feels like a big thing.
Like
yeah.
What's that quote? It's like the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
Yeah.
But it's just you just keep
going.
Yeah, that's it, man.
It's like I saw this thing about like Federer, where he was like he's lost
Roger Federer.
Yeah. Like he lost like 45% of his points. But because he won, but he just kept going, he won so many other points.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
He was like the best. It didn't matter. Like losing is a part of it. You just got to figure out a way to kind of like move forward and keep moving to that process.
That's it.
Talk to me now about when the brand started to take off. You kind of mentioned when you started seeing people wearing it.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like when you start to see people posting about it and wearing it? And for you, when did you start thinking, okay, I gotta like step up now. I gotta like step it up into like a company. I gotta like start thinking about how I'm gonna move this, get a warehouse. Talk to me about that evolution.
Okay. So it was when I think I started to do more t-shirts and different types of items, because you can't just like stick with one product. I think you have to diversify your stock. And I don't know if that means just trying new things and just see what works. But for me, it was, I'd say, like hoodies or like more t-shirts, because because t-shirts are like the most common thing that everyone probably buys or sells. But and it was just seeing other people go out their way to post it, and it's not so much of like me forcing them. Not all, just, when you're so into doing something, you're like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, can you repost this? Can you like this? Can you like that? Like, because it will help you. But then it's like you see people doing it off their own back, and it's not just like because they genuinely like it. Or you spot them out in public, or you see their friend out in public wearing it, or you're like, or it's when people that are wearing it, but you don't know them. Because at first it was just like people that you know. Now it's like, I see people that I don't necessarily know from the brand, and like I see them wearing it. I go up to them, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my brand,
Talk to me about that. What was that like? What's that like? Like, do you remember the first one you saw? Like, I don't know that guy, but that's my brand.
The first one I ever saw was I'll give a little context behind it. One of the things I used to do is with the first lot of t-shirts, I used to go to like, say, different shops. You could call it like a early pop-up kind of thing. It's I used to go to my local barbers is in Westcliff, is Gino, the Italian barber. Yeah.
Shout out Gino.
Big up Gino. He's the man, honestly. I used to go there, and then he used to let me like put my t-shirts to sell in his shop. I literally, like, I could show you the pictures on my phone as well. Like, he would literally, I would just have like a couple hangers, like where like the clients are meant to like hang up their coats and that. I'd be hanging up t-shirts to sell.
That's sick.
Like at the back of the shop, would be 2 t-shirts and stuff up there, and then so like he would help me with selling as well. So say if I wasn't there every day, he would push it on the customers. So like I gave him some free stuff as well. I was like, yeah, can you promote it? And like he wore it all the time. And like he really helped me. That initial starting stage helped a lot. And one of the back to the thing, one of the customers in his shop bought a shirt while I was away, and I didn't know who it was. And then he told me, he was like, oh, so yeah, someone bought a shirt, and he gave me the money, and I was like, oh wow, that's great. And then it was on a random night out. I was just out clubbing, just having a drink, as you do. And then I see this guy wearing my shirt, and I was like, what? I was like, and I went up to him. I was so gassed. I ran up to him. I gave him a hug. And I was like, you're wearing my fucking shirt, mate. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, yeah, I saw it in the barbers. I was like, yeah, sick, man. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
That's it.
That was it. That was like that first moment.
That's a spark,
and
right?
I kind of like, I just shoved a camera in his face as well. I was just like, I gave him a hug, and I was just like, I got my flash out, and I was just filming him. I was just like, yeah. That was the initial first thing. Yeah.
I'm guessing those moments are like so validating. Like, I put all this effort into like getting it started, pushing it. I believe in it, and someone else completely unrelated to me sees it and fucks with it.
Yeah, that's it. Those moments is just like the best things about it. But when you get to like new stages of running the brand, or like new things where those little moments are like why you keep going. That's it.
Yeah. I want to talk about the reality of running a brand, of running a clothing brand, because a lot of people think it's
not all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not just posting, you know what I mean? Look, this is great. It's actually back, we talk about admin. It's actually the admin of it, like the manufacturing,
the back end of it.
The back end of it. So talk to me about the back end of it. What did you have to realize about the back end of it, like when you first got started?
it is a lot of work. It will take up majority of your time and effort and stress. All the contacting suppliers, running social media, responding to people, emails. You mean like what, like packaging orders and like doing all that other stuff that, yeah, it's just, or like designing, making new designs, coming up with new things, new creative ideas, new concepts, new campaigns that we're going to shoot, like a new photo shoot, organising models, videographer, photography, location. You got to hire out a venue. You got to do this. You got to do that. Also, doing all of that while keeping it running smooth. You can't just, like, that's what I'm saying about time management. You got to make sure like you're very like on point with all these things, because you got a deadline, you got a season. You got to make sure that your stuff that you're releasing is in line with the season. And obviously, I'm still learning how to make things at the moment more streamlined, because it's hard, like, because you have to work around other people's schedule, and you got to fit that around your business. It's not just you doing it. You got to actually go to, and that sort of management thing of that. Yeah, that's what all those things are. Yeah, it's quite hard.
Would you wish someone had told you before?
Would I wish what?
Would you wish someone had told you before you started about the backlog of it, like figuring all that out?
No, probably not, because then if you tell someone all these things, although it can help them, but like some people might not do it if you tell them all the bad things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it just feel like, nah, it's too much work.
Yeah. Or like if you wanted to become like a UFC fighter, and then someone said to you, "Nah, don't do it, mate. You're gonna die." or like an experienced fighter, they said, "No, like I've got brain damage."
Yeah, you're gonna fuck up your
You're
bones.
gonna be like, maybe I shouldn't do it.
No, I mean, I relate a lot to that. Like you mentioning like the admin of it, and I say the same thing to people. I always tell people to start a podcast, not because like I'm not being real of like because there's a lot of work, but I like the front thing that if you can get through it, it will change you. I think that's what's so important about realizing.
Yeah, it does. It changes you a lot. I think how you cope with certain challenges.
Like the stress, like locking in, like you mentioned, time management. I don't have time for like some of the stuff that I used to waste time on before. There is no waste of time.
No.
I've got to edit this video. I've got to do this.
Yeah,
you always have something to keep you.
You always have something to do. Like you're never going to run out of things to do.
Yeah,
but it's just, you'll just get better at doing those things.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't seem so much of a chore. It becomes like, it's like essential.
Yeah. And you start to enjoy it because you see the process. And you see like when it comes out better, you go, oh, actually, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you're like, oh, like all these hours and all these things I'm doing, like it's adding up and it's actually working. Yeah, stuff like that.
So this comes to the name of your brand, Always
Busy.
Talk to me about Always Busy. What does that mean to you?
Always busy is it's a mentality. It's the way how a person is. Because if you think about someone that is always busy, it's you're always productive. You're always doing something. Like we're saying about, it's always, it's kind of like it goes back into having these skills with business and just in general what you're pursuing. You've got to make sure that if you want to get better at it and get to a bigger level, you have to do these things and you have to be always busy to pursue what you want. And that's what my brand is about. It's that sort of mentality that you have with doing something. And it don't matter what sort of industry you're in. It's not just related to clothing or podcasting or whatever. It could be like it's like whatever you do, make sure you stay always busy and you just got to keep at it and push it and do it.
I love that. Honestly, I love that.
And the B, obviously the B logo represents because you're busy like a bee. So it makes sense. It adds up.
Honestly, like that was the first thing I noticed about your brand, which is what's so well thought out and well done, was that I related the feeling of that phrase. Whatever you do, make sure you're always busy. And I think a lot of people who do stuff or even interested in anything will relate to that.
Yeah, that's what I want it. Yeah, like I want it to relate to people because then that's how you push people to do something. It's like you don't necessarily have to be into fashion, but like if you're hardworking and you're doing like it's for you.
How did you come up with the name or the branding or like all of that? What was that process like?
So I had the name on Snapchat, I think, and on Instagram, like before I'd even started the brand.
Oh, right, really?
Yeah, it was just like when I was younger, I just had the name, and then it kind of makes sense because I was like always busy, and I've already got the names, I've already got the usernames and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, it kind of adds up. And then the B is actually Tim that helped me design the logo. So where I've always been drawing and been creative. It was originally going to be like an animal themed brand. So I was just sketching like different animals, and turns out one of them was a bee. And that was like the first image that I thought to design or edit to make like a logo or even just a design for the t-shirt. Then while Tim was showing me how to edit, he pretty much helped me create like the logo for my brand. Like he got like an image off Google, and then he showed me like different ways to edit the bee and like little thing. And then when he was doing it, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that's what I want. That logo, because it's very distinctive. Like you got to have those sorts of things that stand out where people see it and they're like, yeah, that's that brand. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you just look like anyone else.
On that then, what makes a good brand? Like what makes a good logo or brand? What?
I think like you've got to, I know it's hard because there's so many different brands out there nowadays. It's ridiculous. But like you just got to stand out in it could be like your color scheme or how you present your brand, and yeah, just the logo. You got to make your logo very distinct so that it's not kind of similar to another brand where you might get confused with.
Yeah, I think especially for like when it comes to clothing, because a lot of it is like something you wear and it represents it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like if you're out there, you want people to see like you see that's my brand.
That's it.
Recognizable.
You want it to be like from a distance. You know what I mean? It's like if you see, like just for example, like Prada or Louis Vuitton, you can see it down the road from a mile away. Like you know the logo just by it doesn't even have to say Louis Vuitton, but like you can just see like the little monogram and you're like, okay, yeah, that's it. Or just like stuff like that. You've got to be recognizable. You've got to be known for something, or people see it and they're like, that's it.
I think a large part of that too is how you promote yourself and how you market yourself.
Yeah, defo. Yeah.
So talk to me about that. How's it been from idea, production, now to marketing? What was your relationship with the marketing process of your brand?
Well, in the early marketing was just, I think it was literally just, I would just run around like a nutter and just approaching random people. I would have my clothes, I would have like a bag, and I would walk up to strangers in the street and I'd be like, oh, this is my clothing brand, by the way. Do you want to take a look? And do you want to buy something?
By the way, like they asked. Oh,
yeah. No, like seriously, like I used to walk around like my local high street.
Yeah.
Just random places.
I respect it, man.
Yeah, bro, because you have to. Like, you got to get people to see it.
Absolutely.
And I probably looked like a bit of a weirdo. Like I was just trying to flog like stolen shit, like a crackhead or something. But you just go up to people and you're just like, yeah, oh, actually, that's pretty cool. And then they started buying it. And then I was like, from there, what else do you say? You say marketing.
Yeah, so, okay, so you do that's in-person marketing. What about
that was from the start.
Yeah.
So like what I would do now for marketing.
Yeah, like what about like you move from that to like let's say social media, or like what does marketing? It's more than just one thing, right? But what does marketing look like for you now?
So what it looks like for me now is so many different things. you could be like it's on like all like media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. What's another one? Pinterest. Or
Oh, right, you're on Pinterest.
yeah, like you could do all different types of things. You got to be running stuff like that. That's just like the bare minimum. Like if you're doing like a brand or social media for anything that you're selling nowadays, if you're not on social media, then like what are you doing? And also for like the bigger end of the marketing is like campaigns. So what that would be is for like say a campaign that I'm doing, I done last year. It was for the summer collection. I would base all my photo shoots and like videos around summer. So it was a outdoorsy themed one. Like we done one on a tennis court. It was in the gym. Very active lifestyle kind of. That's what we was trying to portray, to get people to go outside and obviously to wear the clothes while they're doing what they're doing outside. So yeah, we done like a photo shoot in a gym, and
There was one that I saw, which you did recently for the jacket you're wearing now, was when you guys, well, did you hire out a boat or a ship?
Yeah, we did. We hired out it's a old decommissioned Navy boat in Essex, but it's just like parked off, just like in the middle of the...
How did you even come up with the idea? Like, how did you find the boat? Did you go looking for the boat, or did you?
Well, it's actually because what was it? I came up with the idea when I was riding my bike along. Well, in Essex, along the beach, you can. It's just like a long trail that goes from. There's Leigh-on-Sea, and then there's Chalkhall, and then Westcliff, and then Southend. So it's just like one massive long beach that you can ride along from each different section. And then I'd always go past the boat, but then like since when you're doing more creative things and you're running the business side of things, you're always looking for ideas. So my mind is different because I'm looking for creative stuff. When you're doing stuff before, you see it every day, but you don't notice it, or you don't see that creative kind of thing that you could bring to it. But when I rode past it on my bike, and I was like, oh, actually, that for a location would be sick, and I haven't seen anyone else do it. And I said to my photographer, I was like, mate, we need to do a shoot on this. And it turns out he actually knows some of the people that work there. So that's how it's about connections as well.
That's it.
Got to know the right people.
That's sick. And then when it comes to like, talk us through like the campaign. Then when it comes to like getting the right models, and like you get a photographer and you get what you want to do. What is your role like on the day when you're taking talk to us about that?
Yeah. So what I would do now is I would go to say like a modeling agency, and I would say to them, okay, cool, I need this many models for this day, this time, however many hours that we're doing it. And then also, you got it depends on the shoot, right? Because then one I could have for just photography, and then one I could have for just videography. But then there could be others that I incorporate both. You'd organise models for the day. But you don't have to go to an agency. I just do that because I feel like now I prefer things to be like more organised and just less stressful for me, I guess. Yeah, just because I'm not like having to message people individually and like chase up people, or like, because you get a lot of people that like mess you about as well. So all of that sort of things is just like, it's just unnecessary headache that you don't need. So I'd rather just I just pay someone else to do it. I'd find that's just a lot easier. So models, you got photography. If you're going to somewhere like a location or like a venue or some sort, you might have to hire it out. Or if you know people, they might let you do it for free. Just depends on that situation. And yeah, you just planning. Also, yeah, planning your shoots. A lot of it is down to your preparation, because you could have a amazing location, all these sorts of things, models, but like all these things leading up to it, if it's not done right, then you just waste all your time. And you got to bear in mind other people's schedule, because it's all good for, like, for me, like taking an extra hour or two or whatever, just because. But like, you're thinking you got someone else's time. That's what you got to be wary of, like, not to take the piss out of other people's schedule and other people's time. So you got to make sure you're very planned, put together. Speak with your videographer and your photographer in depth and be like, yo, we're doing this. We need to have this done by this time and this done by this time. Everything is mapped out by the day. All the shots that are done, you say, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this. After this location, we're doing that, or da-da-da. But then, yeah, you might have multiple locations in the same day. You might have to go to different places in the same day. You've got to organise all of that. So all of that has to be done before. Yeah.
That's insane. Because could just like take a sec, think about it. Like when you first started the brand, when you made those 50 t-shirts, did you think this was part of it? Like we just mentioned.
Not really.
You know?
Obviously, well, not. I probably knew it, but like seeing it and doing it is completely different, because now I do it, I'm like, okay, like I can see how much work all these bigger brands put in, like, and they're pushing out like thousands of orders like each month, like consistently, like back to back, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And like they're just like doing it non-stop.
What is that like?
You got to be so far ahead. It's crazy. You got to be like a year in advance, or probably more. Like these big brands, they're probably pushing out like ridiculous amounts of stuff.
I'm guessing when someone orders, talking about that process, 'cause I'm interested.
Oh, like the ordering process.
The ordering process.
Okay.
Someone orders, how do they get to there having the stuff in your hand?
Okay, so they could either some people they either like message me or message the brand page. I just be like, just transfer me the money, or like. But some people are a bit weird. Like I try and get everyone to treat it like a proper business, right? Because obviously I just get them to order on the website, because like if you're going to Amazon, you're not going to go to Amazon.
You're not going to message
like,
Jeff Bezos and be like,
mate,
yo,
can I order some coat hangers? And just be like, I'll come around your house. Yeah. Like, obviously I'm still in the early stages, so you got to do what you got to do to get yourself out there. But ideally, you want everyone to be like more aware of those things, so it saves you a bit of time.
Have you figured out how to make it? I think it was always about a process of making it more efficient, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
as you get more and more.
That helps as well, because it helps you organise things. So when I've got my website up and running, so through Shopify, when the order comes through, you see everything. So you see like their address, number, name, everything, what they've ordered, how many of each, colours, sizes, the whole lot. So all that organisation is done for you. And like, say if you're texting people all the time, or you're messaging back on Instagram, or you got to wait for them to reply, or like if they say the wrong thing, or like there's spelling, or there's like loads of different, or if I say to them, oh, like, what's your address? And they just give me like some basic like, oh yeah, I'm from London. Whereabouts in London? What road? What, like all these? I know it sounds silly, right? But you do get it all the time.
You get some,
the most basic, stupid question. People can't answer it.
Fair enough. I mean, I think it's a process of like, just like, that's why it's so important to have a organization, right?
Yeah,
because
people so they treat you like more professionally, and they look at it in a like they're the ones that have to kind of sort themselves out, and not like, I shouldn't be the one that has to like tell you these things, because you should already know it. Like, you do it for other businesses. Why should you act differently because it's me?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
What is the most difficult part about your job now? Like, would you say?
Speaking to these bloody manufacturers, mate, in China.
Are they that bad?
Yeah.
Are they that bad?
They're not. It's just it can be like the language barrier between them, or just if they don't like deliver when they say they do, or like if there's delays on certain things that like you can't do anything because they're in China. Like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna drive to China or wherever. Not drive, but you know what I mean.
I know what I mean. Like you have to wait. You just have to wait.
Like, you're gonna have to just do as you're told.
Yeah.
Just wait.
And that's difficult because you have a whole plan, a whole system
like it can
in place.
ruin. Like even like just like for these, for example, like for the jackets, I've ordered a lot of jackets, and then they said to me, "Oh, it's going to be done by this time," and then like, oh, it was delayed, and they was like, "Oh, the machines have been broken, and like we've had to do this and that." I was like, "Okay, fair enough." Then even after that, it's still delayed, and then that has pushed my whole like schedule back because then I can't drop something like because I haven't got any product. So I was doing what I did at first. I did pre-orders because that's off the back of I knew they were coming. But then so I was doing pre-orders. I got loads of pre-orders, and then it turns out they were delayed. And then I'm having to explain that to everyone. Oh yeah, by the way, this is happening. Da, 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 da. And then obviously you get loads of what's the word? Lashback.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
From people.
Backlash.
Then, that's it. Backlash. Yeah. So all these things. It's just like because they can't deliver on what they said.
So just I think that makes it so difficult because you're not relying on. Yeah. You're not relying on. You obviously have to rely on them.
Yeah, of course.
But that also makes your job way more difficult.
Yeah, and I think just with that, I think now it's just like you just got to plan like so far ahead where it doesn't affect you. If they're late, it won't affect you. That's how you got to look at it. That's what I'm planning for this year. So what I will. Because where my stuff is a bit delayed at the minute, getting it into market, probably for the end of this year, I'm going to start ordering all my new products for the following year at the end of this year. And then in this period, because at the moment, start of the year, most of the factories, they go on a holiday for like a little bit for Chinese New Year. And there's also other holidays towards the end of previous year. So it's like you got to find the right time to order stock and when you to have it, because you got to bear in mind you need all the time for marketing and stuff like that. The lead up time.
Yeah.
You've got to have all your stuff ready before you start posting it.
Absolutely, because when people start being interested, then you want to give it to them.
You want to have it on hand, ready to go. Like if I start posting stuff and then someone says to me, "Oh yeah, I want to buy that hoodie," and you're like, "Oh, sorry, mate, it's not here till."
Till next year. It's like, mate, okay.
You know what I mean? You're just wasting people's time.
And what do you enjoy most about your job now? Like, what do you still find enjoyment in? Even
I think the designing part of it and just seeing like your creations come to life. And just learning about fabrics and just designing in general. When you're like, now if I'm sending off like tech packs, that's what it's called. It's a tech pack where you send off your design and your specs to them to make the product that you want. And then it comes to life and then it gets shipped to you. And I'm like, oh, wow, I've just designed that. Like this, like I designed it. And I'm like, yeah, it's just now I'm wearing it.
Now you're wearing it.
Yeah, it's so sick. Because your creativity can be endless.
Yes.
Like you can design whatever you want and they can make it.
Yeah. I think it's also like a unique way of creativity too, because, a lot of the times, for example, I do poetry. A lot of times it's just abstract. You're just saying the words.
I've seen it on your page as well. You do a lot of like poetry or like spoken words.
Yeah. So it's like that form, right? It's like I'm speaking it, right? But it's not, I can't hold it. Maybe I can do it in front of an audience and the audience will reflect it back to me. But like having an idea and then being able to wear it, it's a completely different way of interacting with like creative ideas, and like seeing other people wear it too. I think that's also like the best part about it. One of the things that you can see that's like, it's an idea in my head, but also they appreciate it. They're wearing it. They're showing it. They
appreciate it enough, and they're like, they're gonna go out and tell other people, this is this brand or da.
And that just builds up all of it.
That's
too.
it. Yeah. That's one of the hardest things is getting people as themselves to promote and be so like interested and in love with your stuff as much as you are. That's one of the hardest things. But once you get people like that, and it's like kind of works itself.
Mm.
But it's obviously, it's not as simple as that. But you know what I mean anyway.
Of course, yeah.
Once you get that momentum going, it's like in the people. The people are...
Like word of
yeah,
mouth and people
that's
like
it.
talking to people about it. Yeah.
That's one of the best things.
What does success mean to you now? And has it changed from when you first started? It's a hard question, right? Because I think, for example, for me,
Obviously,
right?
everyone's version of success is different. But go, what was you going to say?
No, I was going to say, like, for me, it changed from the when I first started, it was just literally to make an episode.
To
make one episode and just get it out. And then it was like, okay, I got to make it look kind of okay. And then it was like, okay, I got to get people that I want to speak to on it. And then so it just keeps changing based on the level that I'm at. And so now it's you know, before it was like get to 100 episode. I'm going to get to 100 episode in a couple of weeks. So to me, that's not...
You're
the
like,
next thing is
I've
like...
done that. That's nothing.
Exactly. And it's funny because... Before I start, you don't think this is even a place you can get to. But once you get there, you realize, oh, all it took was just work. All it takes is just a lot of work to get here. It's not that it's impossible. So now my goals are not different. Where the next goal I have, I know is just work that's going to take to get there. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, what does success look like to you?
That's a good way to phrase it. I would say now it's probably the impact that you can get on other people with your business. I would say, because like even just recently, I had my first order from Spain.
Wow.
To me, that was mad.
Yeah.
Someone from across the world have seen it and they bought it.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
But like, doing that, like reaching those sorts of crowds of people that you'd never thought, like, I'd never even chat to you or they would even know about my brand or anything. Like, getting those people to go out of their way to do something. That's what the impact is. It's like, because it's not just your area. You're affecting globally. And having that sort of influence on people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think influence is so...
And influence drives what people do in everyday life to... If they're going out on the weekend, or if they're doing this, they're buying this, they're looking at that, they're listening to this, they're doing that. It's the impact of massively in a global scale. I think,
I think that's like admirable also too, to have an impact on people, because it's like you were saying, to have that idea be across the world to someone in Spain. That's just like, and that's like I was saying before, it takes the work that's taken to get there, and the work that you know to have an impact. What are some brands that you look at and see their impact and you go, not that you want to emulate them, but you see them as inspiration? What are some brands that you look at?
Some brands that I look at. There's this brand, I think it's Spanish brand. It's called Nude Project. It's like a high-end streetwear brand, and their marketing that they do, and their like campaigns and all like the types of shoots and things that they do, I think are mad. And they've got like massive stores all over the world. They're not just online. And I think they create such a massive like influence on people as well. That's stuff like that is crazy.
Is that the
aspiration? That's to get like probably a massive store like that, really, I guess. Like, what is it? Like Supreme, even just them, for example. Like, you've got people queuing up outside in the cold for like probably days on end just to get a hoodie. And to resell it online. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is mad. What's another brand? I'm
guessing Cortez. Cortez is a big UK one.
Big up Clint. Him. He's pushed it a lot. Like all the stuff that he's done, because like you'd never really see it before. Probably not to like the extent that he done it, or he's doing it to the pop-ups or the things that like get people excited about clothing. And
it's like, even like when you talk about people wearing your brand, I think I saw a picture of him and Ronaldinho. I'm thinking, that's Ronaldinho. Exactly. Do you know how mad that is? Like,
a clothing brand owner.
And Ronaldinho, you know, it's like Ronaldinho's there in his adverts. So it's like kind of like, the level of impact.
Yeah, it's like,
that's the shows,
reaching those sorts of people in like different industries.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
On that sort of scale where they're like, they can see like they're both on the same sort of like thing.
I think
that's what it takes. You can't, because like most of these people, and like you got to be on that sort of same level of like impact, or do those sorts of level in business where they will look at you and be like, yeah, respect. Because it's hard, you know, because otherwise they wouldn't look at you the same as if they were someone. I know it's harsh, but like someone that's not doing as well, they would look at them like differently.
Yeah, you have to get to that level for
when
them
they're
to
like,
appreciate
yeah, when they're like impressed, or like they're like, yeah, like you're doing big numbers. That's when they'd be like, yeah, respect, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I always think about people on the edge before we start, like, you know, wanting to, like we were talking before, having to that kind of...
They've got the idea.
They've got the idea, but they don't really, and they're stuck, and they go, I don't know, you know, maybe it's not me. How did they get past that? How do you get past that?
It's also, it's like back to that fear thing of like, oh, what if this happens, or what if... It's just like, if you wait for it to be perfect, or if you think that everything has to be in place before you start, that's another thing. I'd forget about that. You just have to go for it, and then you figure it out as you go, because you're more likely to learn on hands-on experience doing that, and you learn from your mistakes. Because if you make a mistake yourself, you'll realise, okay, cool, I need to not do this, otherwise I'm going to waste more money.
Money's the best teacher. Losing money is the best teacher.
your time, your money, all these things that you're wasting, right? All the efforts that you go to, you'll realise it very quickly if you do it yourself, and you think, like, oh, maybe I should do something different. But you got to try and you got to think of what works better for you. Because like every brand is different. Like what I'm doing might not work for someone else, and vice versa. So it depends what you're trying to, what type of business and what type of model you're trying to do. What type of clothes, and just in general, like how you go about it. And also like whether you've got loads of money behind you, all these factors, all these things, like, or if you've got loads of influence in an industry, all these things, they can affects how different people do in their business.
Bro, honestly, I respect a lot of what you do. I respect the brand that you built.
Thank you.
I respect the time that you put in. It's like, it's clear the attention and the everything that you put into the brand is really just like from yourself. And I see what you're doing on social media. I think it's incredible. So keep going.
Thank you so much.
Keep doing it.
And you too.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for speaking to me today, man.
No, of course, man. Anytime. And you're doing well as well. Come on, I'll see you.
I appreciate that.
Every day, non-stop podcasts.
You have to. You got to. What was it said? Mr. Always Busy, right?
Yeah, Mr. Always Busy. Yeah, you got to stay always busy.
You got to stay. Whatever you do, make sure you always stay busy.
Come on.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
And next time, peace.